it's like a dream kind of, or a movie or something. I compare everything to movies, which sometimes annoys everybody else because they're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But it reminds me of some of my favorite movies, which is cool, and like Almost Famous. And it's a huge honor, really, because not many people get to do this, and not many people get to share what they love to do with so many people. So we're just really glad to be here and to get to meet a lot of the people who helped us get this far.
Okay, now can you tell me what made you want to try out for American Idol in the first place?
I love to sing, and where I was at last year, I wasn't doing much singing, really. And I knew that I needed to do something to change that because I wasn't completely happy. I loved my job, I loved my home and my family and everything, but I needed something bigger. I needed a change, and I had auditioned at Berklee College of Music in Boston as a vocal major, but I made the waiting list, and I couldn't afford to keep my spot on the waiting list because you have to pay another fee after that. So I lost my spot, and I wasn't going to get to go there either. And then my friend called me and said, remember how I told you if Idol auditions were coming to Boston that I would go with you? And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, they're coming in like a week or so. He was like, do you want to go? I was like, sure, why not? And the morning of, I almost didn't make it. The night before, I said I didn't want to go, and my mom was like, just do it, you wuss. And on the way there, we got pulled over. I forgot my ID. It was like something was trying to keep me from getting there, and then it started pouring rain, and we stood in line all day in the rain, and I was like, what am I doing? I hope this is worth it. So.
Now, what would you say is your most memorable moment with American Idol?
Oh, brother. There's a lot of moments that I will never forget, and things that have happened off camera but were just the hugest thing to me just because I did this. And I think one of the biggest things that happened because of the show was that I got to meet my personal idols. I got to meet Hanson. They've been my favorite band since I was like 6 years old, and it really just meant everything in the whole world for me to get to meet them and personally thank them face to face for their music and the gift that their music has been to me nearly my whole life. It was really a monumental thing that changed my life, and I got to sing with them, and I wouldn't have gotten to do that if I hadn't tried out.
Now, any embarrassing moments you can tell us about while being on tour?
The other night I nearly fell down on stage. It was my hometown show, and at the end of my first song I hold this really long note, and I like to see how long I can do it, but I'm also it's very therapeutic, and I kind of just get lost in outer space, like not really paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm just singing, and that's the best kind of singing. But I was just giving it as much as I could because my whole family was there and my friends, and I was just like too excited, and my legs were all jelloid, and I finished the note, and I pulled away the microphone, and I went like this, like I nearly fell backwards for a second, and I had to ground myself again. And then for the rest of my set, my legs were still a little funky, and I do lots of headbanging, like jumping around and thrashing, and sometimes it's hard to do that if you don't have your footing right. So it was a little scary, but I was just too excited.
So what's next for you after the tour? What are your plans?
I plan to seek my own record deal, and I want to record my own album. I have a lot of ideas, and I want to ideally work with my band that I've been with for about 4 years. They're some of my best friends, and we write really well together. We already are comfortable with each other's styles, so I'd love to write and record with them.